It's like repurposing the military in such a way that it would become something that will be molded towards democracy, not these military, these military guys who are already, these fatigued military guys who have dragged on in power for so long. So when Obasanjo did that, I wasn't too young. Then I was young, I wasn't too young. So, and I was probably like 18 or so. Anyway, so when Obasanjo did that, a lot of people expected that there was going to be coup. Do you know that until Obasanjo's second term, a lot of people didn't believe that democracy in Nigeria would last long, would last like this? What did Obasanjo do? He wanted a third term. He keeps denying it. He wanted a third term with all the evidence then, right? When he failed, he just started to punish the whole country. He brought it, within his own cycle, there were brilliant minds. You know what I mean? Like those who helped him to at least put Nigeria back on what looks like. But people were returning to Nigeria from abroad, like relocating back. It was a thing. Yeah. It was not good. Don't get me wrong, but there was something to make people feel like there is a chance. Give it a try. Obasanjo gave people that. And then because he couldn't get his third time, he foisted a sick man on that country. A sick man. And another one that just wanted to be governor. Yaradua just wanted to be a lecturer. After being governor for 80 years, he's sick. He was terminally ill. Obasanjo got all those data. But those around him told him, if the candidate dies a day to election, the election will be postponed for another 6 months until the party affected can produce another this. So I don't know what they plan to do within that space of time. They were expecting Yaradua to die. But he didn't die. And then the rest is history today. So when they couldn't have his way by making Sule Lamido the president of PDP, he decided to go with these murderers, these jihadists. He became their friend. He became their motivator. They've rubbished him now today. Everything is gone now. And he's trying to see if he could redeem whatever is left, but it's far gone. So that's the sin of Obasanjo. When it comes to his performance in office, when he, primary school teacher, they buy car under Obasanjo, primary school teachers. They are getting paid to go and buy cars. And I'm not talking about installment. They were buying cars, putting money down under Obasanjo. It wasn't like rosy, don't get me, people were still poor. But there were prospects, there were chance. And guess what? In that same Nigeria today, his footprints created millions of jobs today. Millions of businesses that his own successors have done so well to destroy. You know what I mean? And so this is why Obasanjo is like, never forgive him. All right? And there are those who are going to say that we never forgive Tifnumbu, somebody who went into exile, talking about restructured Nigeria, this and that. Today is your president. They're not even talking about it. An effort to restructure Nigeria, as from their talk, was shut down by Okweye Wambamodele. Remember? He did that. People will be pro restructure Nigeria. Time came to restructure Nigeria to regions. So in the National Assembly, as it should be, and the same people kill the bill. You know? Those who said military were hunting them at a point, today they are hunting people because they are agitating for Biafra or agitating for Yoruba nation. In a democracy, right? So he knows how to say the right thing, and you can give that to him. That's a Peter Obi. When they ask him about what is he going to do? He's, like I told you before, I said he spoke about all these things before. He has spoken about them majority of the time. But maybe this is just a fresher. What would you do with agitators? Sit with them, have a chat with them, find a way to actually reach a compromise and make sure that at least, talk to them, not hunt them, criminalize them like they are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. Again, you don't have to personally believe him, but he's not your president and he doesn't have any power to do anything. But this is like, I would do this if I had the power.
Reach out into the north.
Rufai, I criticize every single act that is wrong. Whether it's in, go and follow it, whether it's in the east, west, south.
They say you're not hard enough on IPOP. That's what they say.
I'm hard on everybody. And remember what I said during the campaign until today. Any agitator I will discuss with. There's nothing wrong in agitation. Whether it's Yoruba movement, whether it's Mora movement, any movement, I'll sit down and discuss with. It is important because you dialogue people.
We will never know. You know what I mean? So you will never know if he will do that or if he won't. There are those that are very convinced that it's all talk. The only thing that could be different from what you are witnessing today is that, yeah, he may be doing better than Tifnumbu, kind of like checking the antecedents, okay? Not all this, you know, propaganda and lies. You can use propaganda to gain power. You can't govern with propaganda. Propaganda cannot build road. Propaganda cannot build electricity. Propaganda cannot build hospital or equip it. But you can use propaganda to gain power. So you will never know what Obi can do and cannot do. But we can debate it like it's a free will. You can say, no, he won't. It's all talk. I mean, or you should not dissipate your energy on something that is actually has no impact on you right now. Whatever he feels, whatever he says, whatever you feel about him, there are those in charge right now that energy can be used to actually tackle them. You get what I mean? Children wrote examination. That was supposed to have been examination they have been preparing for a whole year. The day of the examination came, and there were a problem with logistics. And the body that organized the examination is not actually seeing it as a big deal because Nigeria and anyhowness, anyhow. Yeah? So these lawmakers invited supposed WAEC boss, West African Examination Council, WAEC. You know WAEC? WAEC, of course. So they invited WAEC boss to come and explain why children, right, were delayed for hours. And they had to write their English examination papers at night. Guess what? They didn't see it as anything biggie. And the interaction itself, Baba, has a lot to tell you about those in charge of that contraption, Nigeria. And sadly, too, those in charge of the supposed destinies of our own children. Because their actions will impact either positively or negatively on the lives of majority of these children. It's always been the case. But we will listen to this interaction between lawmakers, proving that, and those responsible. And everything you need to know about that place is right there on your screen, right on your face.
My name is Abiante, like you know, sir. I'll ask you a few questions before I maybe. Please, don't be angry with me, or if the question looks stupid, just tell me it's a very stupid question and you cannot answer me. Did you write WAEC, sir?
I did.
What year, sir?
1986.
Okay. What time did you write your own exams?
There were morning papers and there were afternoon papers.
What time did you, can you remember the time?
At that time, I remember it was 8 a.m. and then some papers were for 2 p.m.
And you ended what time?
Some of them go as late as 5 p.m.
Good. So you didn't need to use candle or torchlight to write your own exams? It's a yes or no question.
For me as a person, no.
During your time, you didn't use torchlight to write?
Yes, for me as a person, no.
From what happened with the English papers, what was the average closing time for those who wrote the exams in a village like my own village? What? Because it's obvious. What time did they write the exams?
Mr. Chairman, sir.
No, what time did they write the exams? The average. Because I have on record what they sent to me, so I will also let you know, sir.
From the information reaching me,
yes, sir.
Some places ended at around 9 p.m.
Around?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Okay. And some others ended when?
That is the one before me, sir.
Okay. Are you aware that some places they wrote the exams till about 11:30? Are you aware?
I'm not aware, sir.
You're not aware. So if we show proof, will you admit?
No, even without showing proof. If
WAEC is also not limited to Nigeria, am I correct? West
right,
Africa.
sir.
Okay. Which other country did the candidates write exams by 11 p.m.? Which other country?
I am not aware of any because,
Except Nigeria.
to the best of my knowledge,
So
yes.
it's only in Nigeria.
To the best of my
Good.
knowledge, yes.
Good. So that is very easy to find. It is a collapse of whatever, logistics or gross incompetence. Am I correct? You have more than one country, 2, 3, 4 countries, and it's only in Nigeria that they had to write the exams by 11 p.m. So other countries did very well in managing their logistics. In Nigeria, we failed. Admitted? Okay. Is it a fact, sir? In my village, there's no electricity. Not even in my own house, talk less of the school. Are you also aware that some people left for the examinations without food? They were hoping that when they finish writing the exams, they will get back to their houses to help their parents cook the dinner for that day. How will a small child, a candidate, wait until 11 on hungry, empty stomach, and the person will be assessed at the same level with the man in Maitama who probably sat in an air-conditioned classroom to write the same exam? Have we been fair to each other? So, what aspect of logistics failed? That's what we have come to. What logistics failed? You suspected that the exams were compromised. You had to make a way out. 3 days before that date. So what aspect of logistics failed? You didn't know that the papers would get to Taraba. You didn't know that they would get to Jalingo. What part of it failed? So that we know how to address it in future. That's why we have called you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. The students were never denied access to food or to any form of attending to conveniences. Like I said, just like when an exam is...
So I'm going to stop you again. They were not denied access to food, but you just told us. Maybe I'm not hearing right. You just told us anytime it happens, the
candidate, that's what you mean? Did you give them food?
We do not give them food.
No, yes or no? Did you give them food?
We do not give them food.
Good. So if somebody has to walk 3 kilometers to go and eat, and it is known that you must walk before you go and eat, how did you suffer the child? I say you didn't deny them access to food. Did you take statistics of the schools in the rural areas to know how many of them are boarding schools, how many of them are day schools? You didn't.
Information reaching me, sir, is that the schools
gave them food.
But let me state here that our processes take care of situations like this, because we have instances when there are natural disasters, when the exam is going on. Now, what the examiner is told to do, and once we know those centers, we give it to the examiners, and when they mark, they make such observations known to us, and that factor, that point, is considered in the overall grading. So, like I have said, there are many...
So, what you are telling us now is, sorry, sir, to observe that, and it is, maybe you make it up, you die.
Audit there. Did everyone hear that? When I was listening to that, right, I don't know if it's just me, and I don't also know if this is like a general human nature. When they box you to a corner, rather than just admit, they will begin to create some scenarios as a backup defense. Did you hear that guy saying, you know, the process they had in place to take care of when there are natural disasters that will affect some of their candidates and their locations and others. So they factor that in when they want to grade them. What does that even mean? Factor that in. Does that mean that if somebody is affected by all of this or this factor, right? And you score 15 over 100, what are you going to factor in? What does that even mean in all of that? Like, you factor that in when you are grading them. Are you going to say somebody who scored 15 scored 55, or I don't know? That was how I felt when I was watching that. I was like, I don't get that. So when that guy said, hold on, I was like, yeah, hold on. What are you trying to say? Nigeria. There is more. It's quite interesting though, right? Listen to this part.
To observe that, and it is, maybe you make it up, you dash them marks. That's what you're trying to say. No. Sorry. I will now put it to you, sir, that the very thing you told us you were trying to avoid, that you indirectly or directly aided it. And I'll tell you how. You suspected that there was a leakage in the questions. No. You suspected that there was leakage. And to make sure that that is not true, you had to change the questions. Good. You allow some people write by 3 o'clock. Some people wrote, you said it didn't affect everybody. Correct? Good. And you kept my brothers, you kept my sisters, you kept my cousins in the village and allowed me to write the exam here in Maitama or here in Abuja. I finished by 5 o'clock. And my sister calls me and says, we have not started. I say, oh, you have not started? Okay, question number 1. This is what they asked. Question number 2. This is what they asked. In this era of internet and phone. So that thing that you said you are trying to avoid, you indirectly aided it. Because between that 5 o'clock and 9 p.m. that they had to write the exams, of course, they had to start. So they're telling me 12, 10. Between that period, head of WAEC, people around the rural areas that are affected should have had adequate knowledge of the questions that you asked. Madam, it's like you wanted to answer. No, you are shaking your head. No. She wanted to answer.
It is renewed biannually, and such infractions and actions and inactions are clearly spelled there, and the way to proceed with such infractions when they arise. Now, concerning the procedure, we have a well-articulated procedure in dealing with compromise if they arise. That document, for the sake and the purpose of allowing us to keep our procedures so that people will not abuse it, we have a document that is detailed and robust. If it is the pleasure of the committee, I can discuss that with the chairman, because we do not want that procedure to go public.
Chairman, the registrar is saying to this committee.
Okay, go ahead.
Nationally, it was a credible exam.
Oh, nationally?
Yes.
In Jalingo, in Rivers, in Benin. So everyone written under that condition was a credible exam.
You see, that's why I said national. There are pockets of places that had challenges.
Okay, those pockets of places, were those exams credible? Yes or no?
Substandard.
You are redefining my question. I prefer to use the word credible.
DPT examinations in 2026. I would want to appeal that everything should be taken into perspective before you claim capacity. The capacity that you tend to have is like my brother now asking you to go and deliver a parcel in brass. You're a very good driver. You have a very good car.